All right. So now I'm going to ask you more about kind of like the police and the law enforcement of Nigeria. So, what are the police like?
Yeah. So for I guess I want to give some context to for the average person, like the average Nigerian going around, there's a lot of the trying to figure out please the presence of like the police or any kind of like military force or any kind of um peace maintainer sort of like that. So we have a lot of like military presence as well, police. There's a lot of blurred lines. So at any given moment, if you're like stopped on the road for like we have a lot of like frequent checks. They're just called like checkpoints.
Mm-hmm.
So because there's a lot of insecurity in Nigeria in terms of we have a couple of terrorist groups. The main one being like Boko Haram. They're a nomadic group that moves across sub-Saharan Africa. And Nigeria is one of the spots that's impacted by their some of their terrorist initiatives. So we have a lot of like checkpoints and just like safeguards in place set up by the government and different uh, peacekeeping initiatives. So like the police, military, soldiers, whatnot. So there are different people acting on any given spaces. So it's not like regularly moving around. You can have the police, you can have the military. We also have another party or like called road safety. They're not quite police, but their goal is mostly to ensure that there's peace being maintained on roads like interstate roads and highways and all that. So they're very present, is what I'll say. Just again because of that insecurity context I gave before. So
Mm-hmm.
um, regular checkpoints at various points in the road. So if you're traveling, like let's say a 4 hour trip, you might get stopped anywhere from like 5 to 12 times by different checkpoints across the way. Again, their whole thing is just like to check the cars, make sure like you have like everyone who's in there is not a malicious party essentially. Um, Again, also just to make sure like there's no smuggling of goods across different state lines or different like country borders.
Mm-hmm.
Um,